My daughter and son-in-law and two of my grandbabies took me on an early Mother's Day outing, and one of the places we went was to a Goodwill Outlet or Goodwill Bins, and I got 3 bags of books, and the total cost was $5.09. They are 10 for $1 there. So I probably got about 45 or so, or between 45 and 50 books, plus I had to pay tax. And so I thought I'd go through these real quick and show you. I did not research any of them. I just grabbed what caught my eye. And so here's what we got. This is Lisa Beamer, Let's Roll. That's the, her husband was Todd Beamer that was on the plane on the 9/11 attacks. I've read this biography or autobiography, I believe, twice. Here's a chapter book. It's a Coretta Scott King Honor Book, Which Way Freedom. Texas Cookbook, 200 tasty recipes, and a side of Texas trivia too. This is an Alexander McCall Smith book. I remember that my older sister really liked her books. Children's books, The Two Bike Club. I have one of my grandsons in particular who likes reading about heavy equipment and machinery, or watching things about it and reading about it. This is a nice, thick board book I thought he would enjoy. This just caught my eye. Like I said, I haven't looked any of these up to see if there's any value. This is a hardcover with dust jacket. This is a Newbery Honor Book, Jerry Spinelli. This one I meant to send on with my grandson that was with me today. This is what I handed him to look at while we were shopping, and he was in the cart. A board book, The Watermelon Seed. It looked like a real cute book. Happy Valentine's Day Mouse. All of those books are so cute. These are a couple of books on alcoholism that I got, and I've learned in the past those sell well, so that was one of them. And then there was a couple of books from this series that I haven't heard of, but it's Pirate School. Now, disregard any of the prices, because that was their original price when they were in a regular Goodwill. Beth Wiseman. I always like the Christian Amish books. Whoops, some avalanche in here. Let me go a little quicker for you guys. Spurgeon's Morning by Morning. This is a really nice book. Feels kind of like leather. Looks like just a devotional book. Another one from that Pirate School series. Love Inspired, larger print. My mom enjoys these books. So I'll take that one to her. This just looked unusual and like it could be valuable. It is a vintage book, winner of 8 Hugo and Nebula Awards. Looked like a sci-fi type book. I've done a Whatnot show where I sold some science fiction that was in that estate of books that we bought out last summer, and they did well. This one just looked interesting. Some of these I got for the intent to resell, and a few of them I got to just keep. This is an old vintage Muppet McDonald's book, a Richard Scarry book, and that's the end of bag 1. Bag 2, just reach in and grab. Journey Home. I believe this is a Christian book and maybe a missionary type book. I'm not sure. There were 2 coloring books. This one needs to be cleaned up a little bit. A Betty Crocker cookbook. This one just caught my eye. Hardcover with dust jacket, The Star-Crossed Sisters of Tuscany. This is a nice book. Quilts Through the Seasons. And I also sometimes will scan the ones that have barcodes and see if Book Scouter is buying them back. I've over the last few months sent a few boxes of those. The Art of the Catapult. Just looks kind of like a niche type book. A David Thompson Western. Catherine Palmer book. She writes Christian fiction. I think I've got 2 books by her today. Josie Wells, 2 Westerns by Forrest Carter. Gone to Texas and The Vengeance Trail of Josie Wells. This one just looked like a cute one. It's one of the Dolly Parton Imagination Library choices. Tad and Dad. I need longer arms. Oswald Chambers, Still Higher for His Highest. That's a Christian book. Another Jerry Spinelli book. He's, I think, most known for Maniac McGee. I know that that's one my husband has read with his class before. He's a school teacher. Jan Karen, the Mitford series. The Queen's Full, hardcover with dust jacket. Let's see. Oh, goodness. A treasure box. That'll be interesting to see what that one's about. Then this is a vintage hardcover book called Overboard. And I've had that book before, and I think it is the same novel, maybe, that there ended up being a movie based on. But I'm not sure. But I've had that book before. That is a vintage hardcover book. And that should sell online for me. Okay, that's the end of bag 2. Oh, goodness. I wasn't familiar with this, but it just caught my eye. Something that might resell. And that was the other book about alcoholism. Let's see. Mosby's Rangers, a record of the operations of the 43rd Battalion, Virginia Cavalry. I have a whole bunch of historical and military books that were in those estate books that we bought. And I'm planning on doing a Whatnot show at some point. Got to do another avalanche here. Just one sec. Another of the Laura Numeroff books. That looks cute. Another Jan Karen. And we're almost through here. This is these last ones. It's 4 yearbooks. The 71 Coonskin. And there's 4 yearbooks, and I didn't even look them up to see what town they were from or anything, but I figured for a dime a piece, that's the bicentennial one there, that I was certainly going to grab them, but it looks like they're all from the 1970s and 80s. And the thing with yearbooks, I mean, I paid a dime a piece for them, and I looked it up since then. These are from Frisco, Texas. The thing about yearbooks, I've had some yearbooks that I just couldn't hardly give away when I tried to sell them. And some I've had to go down on, some never sold. And then I've had some that sold for quite a bit. So, I mean, yearbooks could sell for anywhere, like, say, on eBay, from $5 to, let's say, $50. You just don't ever know. But I wasn't even going to look them up or anything. I knew for a dime a piece, and probably I'll do a little research before I decide, but I may list all four in one group. But anyway, that's a lot of stuff I got, guys, for $5.09, and it was a fun outing. All right, guys, happy reading and have a great day.